Okay, it's Programmers Life once again. Now, based on the previous session that we had, where we looked at what pointers are, what is the difference between pointers and references, rules when handling pointers, then we even went into what we call pointer arithmetics. So that is where I want to begin from. Okay, so back to the differences. As a refresh bit, we said after declaration, pointer can be initialized any value at any point in the program. I think that was very evident in this program that we had, okay, more so on line 21, where you realize that later on we got PTR and assigned it a referenced PT. Okay, so that works, or that worked perfectly in that case. Then later we said a pointer needs to be dereferenced. I think we know what that means. Pointer can be assigned to point to a null. Okay, then we said if it points to a null, then it is known as a null pointer. So that is what we basically talked about. Then a refresh about this. We even talked about what we call pointer arithmetics, and we said it is possible to add an integer quantity or subtract an integer quantity from a pointer. So definitely we realized that was possible when handling addressing. Okay, but we said it's not the same as when it was just integer values. So we went ahead, we had two arrays. One was a string array of characters, then we had a numerical array or an integer array. Then we assigned an address, or we assigned an array to a pointer to keep track of. So then we said if it always comes like this by policy, it means we are keeping track of the very first address within the array, and that can always be improved if we continuously update, that is increment, that first address. So we went ahead and we really talked about a lot. You can always go back to that previous episode and watch it over and over again. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified each time a new episode is uploaded. Okay, now in the next bit, let's try to have a question. This will help us understand what was really the ending of the previous episode about pointer arithmetics. Okay, question 1. Write a program that uses allows a user to build an array. Okay, a program that allows the user to build an array of integers. Okay, then print the created array, and also return the sum of all items in the array. Okay, so here we shall be strict so that things really work out as we expect. Use pointers to do the operations. use pointers to do the operations. What are we going to do? course, as usual, I'll need the question from where I'm working from. So for easy reference, okay. I told you this is needed or not even needed at certain times. So what is going to happen? We shall say out as usual. We're going to just do like this. I'll say using arrays and pointers. See that? Using arrays and pointers, just a basic program. So see out. What am I going to do? I'll say enter the size of the array. Definitely someone has already noted that we did not declare. So I'll say int array size, which is initialized to 0. So so we shall say cin what? Cin array size. So we do what? We declare the array. So I will say int my array into array size. Without forgetting, we need a pointer to handle the array. So it's gonna be the pointer. I'll say int handler. Okay, you can always have any name that you wish, as long as it doesn't go against. So let's do what? Let's assign the array to pointer. So pointer is handler is assigned the address, okay, the address of my array. Now ladies and gentlemen, I can do it like that, or I can say handler is assigned my array into 0. That can also work. So by default, of course, it picks the first address, that is line 18, or you can be specific, that begin from the very first address of the array, that is line 20. But I'm going to comment it out, though I've told you it also works. So what is going to happen? See out, I'm going to say items in the array, okay, items in the array. Of course, we say to traverse a single D array. Now we are going to use a for loop. This one works with array size. Okay, it works with array size. So we are reading from the array. So it's gonna be see out. It's gonna be see out. Then definitely we use the same principle. So it's going to be handler. Okay, it's going to be handler plus 1. Okay, handler plus 1. But each time you do the printing, please put some space. Ladies and gentlemen, does it make some sense? Okay, so what have I done here? reading from the array. Okay, this is handler. Is it +1 or +I? So it's I'm reading from the array, but using pointers. So of course we are going to discover that. Let's try to go to the kitchen and do some cooking. Okay, but before we go to the kitchen to do some cooking, something I think we have forgotten. I don't know if you have already noticed that line 820 we are saying items in the array, so we are reading from the array, which is okay, but the challenge is we are not adding items to the array. Wow, so we are having a challenge at that level. So let's do this. We are going to say out. We are printing from one array to which we don't even have the items. So here we shall say adding items. So we shall do that. So definitely we shall say for array size. So here we shall say out, enter item at, shall say enter item at. What are we going to have? We shall say enter item at handler. What did we have down here? Handler plus I. Okay, so let's do that. Handler plus I. Do you really need that? Remember we said it's addressing, so it means we are going to be using I just is enough. Okay, so definitely we shall say cin is handler plus I. Think we are now a bit okay. So we had missed out on that. So let's go to the kitchen. Let's go to the kitchen. So once again we run. We have an error on line 18. Cannot convert int to that on line 18. Line 18 is complaining. What could be the problem? Okay, now I think we are going to opt for the other version of it. Okay, we see, because compilers behave differently. So size of the array is 4. Okay, item at is 90, is 12, is 56, is 89. So items definitely and perfectly it works as expected. So since this is the right version of what we have, let's take it back this side. I'll reduce the size a bit so that it looks a bit visible. Now the question says and return the sum of all items in the array. So So sum of items in the array, because I can come here where I have done the pointer declaration. I can even do a normal variable declaration. So I think I'm trying to implement most of the things that I've talked about in the previous episode about the introduction. So where I'm printing from, I can compute sum. Okay, I can compute sum from here. So sum is gonna be sum is assigned sum plus a dereference handler plus I. Guys, are we okay? I told you there is no difference. The only difference here is that we are implementing the rules of pointers, but it is the same. Actually, this should have been earlier. It should have been sum is assigned sum plus, what was the name of the array? It was my array into I. Okay, so it is exactly the same. But I'm doing away with it. Reason being, our focus is using arrays and pointers. I'll just comment it out for the purposes of your references. So see out, I'll say the sum is sum. Okay, so definitely it's gonna do that for us. So we go back to the chain, Control V and run. So I have 3 arrays, I mean 3 items in the array. There we go. Even the sum has been given to us. So you can do a self check. 67 plus 22 plus 12. So this is 34. Think that is okay. Okay, so back here. So guys, if you have any question, then I guess you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep following. Okay, what might happen next? Okay, so after that, as we conclude in this session, I want us to have a combination of the 3. I want us to combine arrays, pointers and functions at the same time. Now what I'm going to do is I want to modify this program. Okay, I want to modify this program so that it is able to handle all that we require it to handle. So maybe let me take it to another Control A, Control V. So let me take it to another window. So what we are going to do, I'm going to come here, then let's have it the same way. So we shall say void array create, void array create. So we shall see, I'll say int that, then this will be an int, then I'll have void array display. So this will be int. We are picking the idea from the previous example that we had when we are combining arrays and functions. Then we are having int array sum. Okay, so this is int still. We're expecting an array of a certain size. So I told you this means that I'm expecting an array and I'm expecting a the size. So these three need to go down. Okay, for definition. I told you when it comes to definition, what do we do first? Remove those and provide a body. So this one is gonna be let me call it sample. So int s. Okay, so create array. So it means that I'm going to have a pointer to this point. So it's gonna be int tx. Okay, just like that, int tx. So what's up with tx? Tx is assigned the address of sample. Okay, I think that makes sense. So it means where we had this, it's now unnecessary. Where was it? Adding items, it's here. So we're going to delete that and bring it here. Okay, so adding items, so this one is gonna be s. So what else do we need? This one goes here for safety. So enter item at so this one is gonna be tx. Okay, and that is clear. Guys, are we okay? I believe we are okay, because tx is the one that is holding sample, so we are okay. So the same thing applies here. Shall come back here and we say sample. I think now things are becoming a little bit easier for you. Reason being, nope, let's use this. Reason being, we're almost doing the same thing but in a different way. So to display items in the array, so we are using this, but of course we don't need some inside there. Reason being, some is already catered for. So as usual, I'll use the same variables here since we're handling pointers. Oh, what am I doing? So I'll come here and I'll drop that. So this is gonna be tx. So computing sum is unnecessary in this function. Okay, so it's no longer array size, it's now s. I'm editing from what we already have, so the same thing applies to where we are returning sum from. Shall say sample, and this will be s. So I put that, then without wastage of time, where was it? Okay, I'll copy this. After copying that, I'll do the same. So here we're going to have another variable, call it tt. So compute sum, so it's gonna be tt is assigned tt plus what? As the reference, we shall be looking at an actual value from that particular address, so it will be return tt. Wow, hope you are following. So back here, items in the array, so we don't need the array again. I mean, we don't need the pointer again. So here there is no harm in losing the pointer. There is no harm in losing this. Then adding items, this one is gonna be array create shall expect my array, and shall expect the array size. Okay, call to that function. Then items in the array, we have array display, and shall have my array, since it expects 2 parameters, then the array size. Then when it comes to sum, the sum is here. I'm going to call for that particular array, which is called array sum, but inside definitely expects 2 parameters, which is my array first, then array size. Now this program is going to give you the exact results that we had in the earlier one, but all I wanted to show you is how are we implementing the concept of arrays and functions plus pointers. Of course, we can even have a better one than this one. We shall see if that time really allows. So Control A, Control C, back to the kitchen. We start doing the cooking, then we see how smoke enters our eyes for problems. So we don't have size of the array is 4, we have 12, we have 8, that is 20, then 20 plus 10, that is 30, plus 5, that is 35. Okay, but we are getting a double print of items from the array. I don't know why, but we are getting a double print. Hey, where we are having some, we don't need that, so please correct that. That is where we had a problem. So guys, for that case, allow me sign out. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, programmerslife@gmail. Sorry, programmerslife. Okay, then my email is programmerslife@gmail.com. Then my WhatsApp number is +256 751 8249 73.